For this example, I'm going to show you how to make a hip roof, which is right here. And that's the one where all of the roof pitches angle toward each other. There's no open gable here. And I'm going to show you two versions. One is going to be a complete square, which will give us four sides that will meet in the middle. And the other one will be a rectangle shape, and you'll see how that works and how it looks different. It'll be closer to this one. Before you do anything, after you pull up your sides, always remember that you need to group your objects. So I'm going to triple click, right click, and make group. I already grouped this one, and I can tell that by double clicking, and I see the dotted bounding box. This is much like making our open gable roof in that we have to establish the slope. But we're going to use other tools in order to make this. So before we do anything, we need to go over our top with the rectangle tool. The reason for this is we're going to be using the Follow Me tool to create a path for our section to go. We're actually going to create the path now by taking the rectangle tool and basically just going over the top face of the shape. And you can see that by just clicking. You can see it sort of fills in there like that. That's going to be our path. Next, we're going to take our protractor tool and we're going to click in the corner, click away, click the arm, and then pull the angle that we're going to want to use. In this case, I think I'm going to use a higher angle. I'm going to use that 12/12 pitch, which really translates to 45 degrees. So I'm going to hit enter. Basically, my roof is going to kind of provide a second story, really. I have my angle here, and I'm going to do what I did in the other examples. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click into this corner. I'm going to find the middle line. In this case, because our surface is not grouped, it's going to turn cyan, and when I see that, the midpoint, I'm going to go directly up. And you can see that, this is almost 20 feet. So maybe this wasn't the best choice, but we'll go ahead and connect that. And then we'll go down to the lower corner. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other ones. We're going to come across. We're going to draw along the axis. And we're going to determine how far we want our roof overhang to be. And I think for this, maybe I'll just do 1 foot for this example. We're going to do the same thing again where we click and we draw up, click escape, and draw down. And this way we have an angle that we know we can hit depending on how we pull this. We're going to get this edge here. Now I'm going to take my guideline again. I'm going to pull out at that angle just like I did before. Make sure that you're pulling out at an angle and not like this or at a different angle. So we're just going to pull this out. I'm going to type in 5.5 inches, and that is going to give me that distance. And this again is our rafter distance. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue up to the top there like I did before. I'm going to come down into where this crosses and intersects. Then I'm going to hit escape. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to bring that line in. Next, I'm going to delete these lines because I don't need them. And this line. Now, if I want this to be not be an open rafter, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my pencil tool, bring it across, and then bring it up here. And now I'm going to delete this line. So now basically I've created a profile. Now with this, because it is a hip roof, we don't need this line here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Now comes the fun part. We're going to be using the Follow Me tool. The Follow Me tool extrudes a profile around any path that you tell it to. So in this case, our path is going to be the outer edges of our walls. So I'm just going to double click and make sure that our outer walls are selected. You might have to change your view. We don't want to select that. We just want to do the outer walls. And then we're going to use this tool here, which is right underneath the push-pull tool. This is the Follow Me tool. You're going to click your profile and voila, you have a hip roof at whatever height or pitch you want it at. There it is, and in this case, it is boxed underneath. You have a boxed rafter, so no birds can get up in there. Now with this one, and you'll see that because this is a rectangle, some of it is flat up here, and that's absolutely fine. For this one, we're going to do a lower pitch, just like we did with the open rafters. So I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to first make my rectangle on top of this. Again, I'm creating the path, right? Next, I'm going to take my protractor tool. I'm going to bring it to the edge here, click again, and this time I might use that 6/12 pitch, which basically means for every 12 inches across, it goes up 6. I'm going to hit that. Now I'm going to take my pencil tool and I'm going to draw across to the midpoint, which is the cyan dot, then up, and I'm going to hit escape because you never want to draw two lines over each other. And once I do that, I'm going to connect it and it will fill in. Now I'm going to do that same process on the end. I'm going to go ahead, use the pencil tool, draw from this corner, bring it out however far I want. Maybe this time I'll do 2 feet, not 2 inches, 2 feet. Now I'm going to pull up in one direction on the blue. I'm going to hit escape and I'm going to draw down the other direction. So I know that this is intersecting the line that I want. So now I'm going to go back to my guideline. I'm going to pull that up at an angle. That didn't look right, so I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to type in 5.5 inches. And now I can see exactly where I need to draw my line. I'm going to take my pencil tool again, draw straight up at the peak on the blue, come across, click here, and hit escape. And then I'm going to click that line here. And now you can see it fills in. It looks like that didn't actually go there. So now I'm going to erase the parts I don't want. And maybe I'll leave this open this time. But again, because this is a hip roof, I don't need this line here. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select, so just double click because when you click once, it selects the surface. If you click twice, it selects the surface and the outside lines. And if you click 3 times, it selects the whole thing. Now I have the path selected. I'm going to go to the Follow Me tool. I'm going to click the profile and let's see what happens. And look at this. Because it's a square, it comes up and meets at a point. Depending on what style hip roof you want to make, you can alter that profile to make it work for you.